Captain Kim Tae-ho walked slowly across the bridge of the Earth battleship Defiance. His boots made soft sounds on the metal floor as he moved from one control station to another. The stars outside the big windows looked peaceful and quiet. 6 long months his crew had been protecting human trade ships in this part of space. Nothing bad had happened during all that time. The Centauri system was supposed to be safe. The aliens who ran the Galactic Council had promised to protect human ships here. They said humans were welcome in their big family of star-traveling races. All Earth had to do was give them raw materials and let human workers do cheap jobs for alien companies. It seemed like a good deal 2 years ago when the first alien ships arrived at Earth. Kim looked at his crew working at their stations. 300 good people from Earth were on his ship. They trusted him to keep them safe. Most of them were young and had never seen real combat. They joined the Space Navy because they wanted to see the stars and help humanity take its place among the aliens. Engineering Chief Park Min-jung was down in the engine room checking the fusion reactors. She was one of the best engineers Earth had ever produced. Her team kept the Defiance running perfectly even when alien mechanics said human technology was too simple and crude. Min-jung always proved them wrong by making human machines work better than alien ones. Communications Officer Lee Soo-bin sat at her station listening to radio signals from nearby space. She was good at understanding alien languages and had learned to speak with 5 different alien races. Soo-bin often picked up interesting information that other humans missed. Today, she seemed more focused than usual as she listened to her equipment. Tao. Bridge was quiet except for the soft hum of computers and life support systems. Kim felt relaxed as he watched his crew work. The trade convoy they were protecting had delivered its cargo to an alien space station yesterday. Now they were heading back to Earth through the safest route possible. Everything seemed normal and peaceful. Then the first plasma torpedo hit the Defiance. The whole ship shook like it was caught in an earthquake. Red warning lights started flashing everywhere. Crew members grabbed onto their chairs and control panels to keep from falling down. The peaceful quiet of space had suddenly turned into chaos and danger. Kim ran to his command chair and pressed the emergency alert button. Loud sirens started wailing throughout the ship. He shouted orders to his crew as more torpedoes hit the Defiance. The ship shook again and again as alien weapons tore into its armor plating. 8 alien warships appeared out of nowhere around the Defiance. They had been hiding using advanced stealth technology that made them invisible to human sensors. The alien ships were much bigger than the Defiance and had more powerful weapons. Their hulls showed the symbols of 3 different alien races working together. Kim stared at the alien ships in shock and anger. These were not pirates or criminals attacking his ship. These were official Galactic Council warships with military, crews, and advanced weapons. The same aliens who had promised to protect humanity were now trying to destroy them. Soo-bin quickly intercepted an alien communication before the main attack began. Her face went white as she listened to the message. She looked at Kim with fear in her eyes and played the transmission on the bridge speakers. The alien commander spoke in perfect human English. His voice was cold and harsh as he explained why they were attacking. He said humanity had become too dangerous and too unpredictable. Human technology was advancing too fast. Human explorers were asking too many questions about alien society and politics. The alien commander continued his speech while his ships kept firing at the Defiance. He said the Galactic Council had made a mistake by welcoming humans into their civilization. Humans were too aggressive and would eventually threaten alien control of the galaxy. The attack on the Defiance was just the beginning. Earth itself would face orbital bombardment within 1 week. Every human space station and colony would be destroyed. The few humans who survived would be kept as slaves to work in alien mines and factories. Humanity would never again be allowed to build spaceships or explore the stars. Kim felt anger burning in his chest as he listened to the alien threats. His crew looked at him waiting for orders. The situation seemed hopeless. 8 advanced alien warships against 1 human ship. Their weapons were cutting through the Defiance armor like it was made of paper instead of hardened steel. More plasma. Torpedoes hit the ship. Explosions echoed through the corridors as alien weapons found their targets. Engineering reported that the main engines were damaged. Weapons control said half their missile tubes were destroyed. The medical bay called for help as injured crew members needed treatment. Kim made a decision that would change everything. Instead of trying to fight or run away, he gave an order that surprised everyone on the bridge. He told his crew to stop, shooting back at the alien ships. Instead, they would focus all their energy on studying alien technology and sending information back to Earth. The crew thought their captain had gone crazy from the stress of battle. But Kim explained his plan quickly. The aliens expected humans to fight and die like warriors. They did not expect humans to turn their defeat into a learning opportunity. Every alien weapon that hit the Defiance was giving them information about alien technology. Subin started recording everything the alien ships transmitted. Engineering teams used special sensors to analyze alien weapon signatures and shield frequencies. The tactical computer mapped alien ship movements and attack patterns. Even as the Defiance was dying, the humans were gathering intelligence. Enemy. Boarding pods attached to the hull with loud metal banging sounds. Alien soldiers in battle armor started cutting through the walls with plasma torches. They expected to find humans hiding in fear or fighting desperately. Instead, they found humans calmly operating their equipment and transmitting data. Minjung worked in the damaged engine room sending technical reports to Earth. She had discovered weaknesses in alien ship designs that human engineers could use. The aliens built their technology for efficiency, but not for defense against creative attacks. Humans could find ways to exploit those weaknesses. The battle was almost over, but the real war was just beginning. Kim looked at his brave crew still, working even as alien soldiers moved through their ship. These aliens had made a terrible mistake. They thought destroying 1 human warship would scare Earth into surrender. Instead, they had shown humanity exactly how alien technology worked. They had revealed their own weaknesses and tactical methods. Most importantly, they had united all humans against a common enemy. The Defiance would be destroyed, but its sacrifice would save Earth and give humanity the tools needed for revenge. As alien soldiers reached the bridge, Kim smiled at his crew. They had done something amazing today. They had turned their defeat into victory by thinking differently than their enemies expected. The aliens would soon learn that humans never give up and always find a way to fight back. Dr. Han Ji-woo sat in her secret laboratory deep underground beneath the Korean mountains. The room was filled with alien technology pieces scattered across metal tables. Computer screens showed strange symbols and energy patterns that no human had understood just months ago. Everything changed when the emergency transmission from the Defiance reached Earth. Ji-woo had been studying alien technology in secret for almost a year. When the first alien ships visited Earth, she knew humans needed to understand how their weapons and engines worked. Most people trusted the aliens completely, but Ji-woo remembered history lessons about what happened when advanced civilizations met primitive ones. The data from Captain Kim and his crew was incredible. Every weapon scan and shield reading from the battle was now stored in Ji-woo computers. The aliens had made a huge mistake by fighting so close to the Defiance. Their weapons revealed secrets that alien scientists had spent thousands of years developing, working day and night. Ji-woo began to understand how alien technology really worked. The aliens used energy patterns that humans had never seen before. Their weapons created plasma fields by manipulating space itself. Their engines bent reality to move faster than light. But now, humans knew the basic principles behind everything. Ji-woo was not working alone. Scientists, engineers, and military experts from around the world had formed a secret network. They called themselves Project Phoenix because they planned to rise from the ashes of the Defiance stronger than ever before. Each person worked on different parts of the alien technology puzzle. Professor Yoon Seok-jin studied alien computer systems from his laboratory in Seoul. He discovered that alien programming was incredibly advanced, but also very predictable. The aliens valued efficiency over creativity, which meant their systems had patterns that creative humans could exploit. Every alien computer network had the same basic weaknesses. Engineer Kang Hye-jin worked with alien metal samples in her workshop in Busan. She found that alien materials were stronger than anything humans had made, but they were designed for specific purposes. By combining alien metals with human engineering techniques, she could create new materials that were even better than the originals. The most important discovery came from studying alien weapons. Major Park Dong-ho analyzed every plasma torpedo and energy beam that hit the Defiance. He realized that alien weapons were designed to fight other aliens who used similar technology. They had never been tested against human defensive systems or creative human tactics. News about the Defiance spread across Earth like wildfire. Instead of panic and fear, the attack created something the aliens never expected. Humans became more united than they had been in centuries. Old enemies started working together to face the alien threat. Countries that had been fighting for decades suddenly shared their best scientists and resources. Factory worker Choi Hyun-sik led the industrial response from his manufacturing plant. Within days, his factory stopped making consumer goods and started producing parts for secret human weapons. Workers volunteered for extra shifts without being asked. Everyone understood that Earth's survival depended on building better technology than the aliens. The transformation was incredible to watch. Car factories started making spacecraft parts. Electronics companies switched to building advanced sensors. Even small workshops contributed by making specialized tools and components. Human industry was changing faster than anyone thought possible. Children and teenagers also joined the effort. Student Song Da-yoon was only 17 years old, but she had a natural talent for understanding computer systems. When she studied the alien programming samples that Professor Yoon shared, she saw patterns that adults missed. Her young mind could think in ways that alien programmers never anticipated. Da-yoon worked with a team of other students to create something amazing. They designed computer viruses that could infect alien systems and take control of their functions. The viruses were based on human creativity and chaos theory, which made them impossible for alien computers to predict or stop. The secret network grew larger every week. Retired military officers shared their knowledge of strategy and tactics. University professors taught crash courses in advanced physics and engineering. Even ordinary citizens contributed by gathering materials and providing security for the hidden laboratories. Communication between different groups happened through encrypted channels that the aliens could not detect. Jiwoo had learned enough about alien technology to create communication systems that were invisible to their sensors. Messages traveled around the world through networks that looked like normal internet traffic, but carried secret scientific data. 3 months after the Defiance was destroyed, Earth had become a completely different world. On the surface, everything looked normal. People went to work and school like always, but underneath the planet had become a fortress preparing for war. Hidden shipyards were building vessels that combined human and alien technology in revolutionary ways. The first test ships were amazing to see. They looked like normal human vessels from the outside, but inside they contained alien engines improved with human modifications. The aliens built their technology for standardization and mass production. Humans rebuilt it for maximum performance and adaptability. Jiwoo stood in the main assembly hall looking at the first completed warship. The vessel was called Retribution, and it represented everything humans had learned from studying alien technology. But it was more than just copied alien designs. Human engineers had found ways to make alien technology work better than the aliens themselves could manage. Captain Yoon Jae-hyuk would command the Retribution when it launched. He was a veteran of Earth naval battles who understood both human tactics and alien weaknesses. His crew trained day and night to use weapons and systems that no human had ever operated before. The most exciting development was Daeun Computer Virus Project. Her team had created programs that could spread through alien computer networks and take control of their ships. The viruses were designed to look like normal system updates until they activated. Then they would turn alien weapons against their own fleets. Testing the new technology happened in secret locations around the solar system. Human ships practiced combat maneuvers using alien stealth systems, improved with human creativity. The results were better than anyone expected. Human vessels could now move through space completely invisible to alien sensors. But the real weapon was not technology. It was the change in human thinking and cooperation. The alien attack had awakened something in humanity that had been sleeping for too long. People remembered that humans were explorers and fighters who never gave up when faced with impossible odds. As Jiwoo prepared for the next phase of Project Phoenix, she smiled thinking about the aliens who destroyed the Defiance. They thought they were eliminating a threat to their control of the galaxy. Instead, they had created an enemy far more dangerous than they could imagine. Humans were about to show the galaxy what happened when you threatened their home world. The underground war was almost ready to become a real battle among the stars. Captain Yoon Jae-hyuk stood on the bridge of the human warship Retribution as it moved silently through deep space. 6 months had passed since the Defiance was destroyed, and now humanity was ready to strike back. 11 other human ships followed. Behind his vessel, all invisible to alien sensors, thanks to captured stealth technology improved by human engineers. The Retribution looked like a simple human cruiser from the outside, but inside it contained weapons that would shock the entire galaxy. Human scientists had taken alien technology and rebuilt it in ways the original creators never imagined. Every system on the ship was designed for one purpose: destroying alien vessels that threatened Earth. Their target was Nexus Station, a massive alien trading center where representatives from dozens of different species conducted business. The station was over 50 kilometers long and housed more than 50,000 aliens. It was also where the 3 species responsible for attacking the Defiance had their regional headquarters. Navigator Lee Jin-ho plotted their course through asteroid fields and nebula clouds that would hide their approach. The human fleet had been traveling for 3 weeks, using routes that alien patrol ships never checked. Intelligence gathered from captured alien databases showed exactly where enemy surveillance was weakest. The aliens at Nexus Station had no idea that humans even knew the trading center existed. It was located in a star system that was supposed to be secret from newer Galactic Council members like humanity. The station served as a meeting place for the most powerful alien species to make deals without interference from weaker civilizations. Weapons. Officer Kim So-young prepared the special systems that would make this attack unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Her control panels showed energy readings that would have been impossible with pure human technology. But these were not pure human weapons anymore. They were hybrid creations that combined alien power with human innovation. The most important part of the attack plan came from teenage genius Song Da-eun, who was monitoring the operation from Earth. Her computer viruses were ready to infiltrate Nexus Station through normal communication channels. The aliens would never suspect that innocent trade messages contained programs designed to take control of their systems. As the human fleet approached the station, Da-eun sent her first virus through a routine shipping manifest update. The program looked exactly like standard administrative data, but once inside the station computers, it began spreading through every connected system. Within minutes, Da-eun had access to security controls, defensive weapons, and even life support functions. Station Commander Vek Talar was a member of the Zalani species that had helped destroy the Defiance. He was reviewing trade reports in his office when the first system failures began. Emergency alarms started sounding throughout the massive station as defensive turrets began turning toward docked alien ships instead of protecting them. Panic spread through Nexus Station as aliens realized their own weapons were firing at them. Ship after ship tried to undock and escape, but the station docking clamps would not release them. Emergency blast doors sealed randomly, trapping thousands of aliens in different sections. The station itself had become a prison controlled by an unknown enemy. Yoon gave the order to drop stealth and begin the main attack. 12 human ships appeared suddenly around Nexus Station, their weapons already charged and ready to fire. The aliens had been so focused on their internal system failures that they never detected the approaching human fleet. But this was not a battle for total destruction. The humans had a message to send, and genocide would not deliver it effectively. Instead, Yoon opened communication channels to every listening post within 50 light years. His voice would be heard by alien commanders throughout this entire region of space. Speaking clearly and calmly, Yoon announced that humanity had returned to settle the score with those who attacked Earth. The three species responsible for destroying the Defiance had made a terrible mistake. They had assumed humans would be easy targets who would surrender after losing one ship. They were about to learn how wrong they had been. To prove human technological superiority, Yoon ordered his weapons officer to demonstrate their new capabilities. Kim selected one ship from each of the three attacking species and targeted them with weapons the aliens could not identify or understand. The selected vessels simply vanished in brilliant flashes of energy that left nothing behind. The demonstration took exactly 60 seconds. 3 alien ships reduced to atoms by weapons that operated on principles alien science could not explain. The other vessels in the area tried to raise shields and return fire, but their systems were still under human control thanks to Da-Un. Viruses. Instead of destroying everything, Yoon ordered his fleet to disable the remaining alien ships. Human weapons surgically removed engine systems and communication arrays, leaving the vessels helpless but intact. The goal was to create survivors who would spread the word about human capabilities. Station Commander Vec Talar watched in horror as human ships moved around Nexus Station like they owned the space around it. These were supposed to be primitive, creatures who barely understood space travel. Yet their technology was clearly superior to anything the Galactic Council possessed. The human commander continued his broadcast to the galaxy. Any species that threatened Earth would face consequences beyond their imagination. Humanity was no longer the weak newcomer that could be pushed around by established powers. The galaxy would learn to respect human territory and human rights. Engineer Park Min-jung, who had survived the Defiance attack in an escape pod, was aboard the Retribution observing alien reactions. She had spent months in alien prisons learning their languages and customs. Now she watched their fear and confusion with satisfaction as they realized humans were far more dangerous than expected. The human fleet spent exactly 1 hour at Nexus Station. They disabled 37 alien ships, demonstrated weapons that defied alien understanding, and took control of the most secure trading center in this part of the galaxy. Then they activated stealth systems and vanished back into deep space. Behind them, they left a station full of terrified aliens and a message that would spread throughout the galaxy. Humanity was back, and they were no longer willing to accept second-class treatment. The 3 species that attacked the Defiance had started something they could not finish. Communications Officer Subin, who had also survived the original attack, monitored alien emergency broadcasts as the human fleet departed. Every major alien government was receiving reports about the Nexus Station incident. Military commanders were demanding explanations about how humans had developed such advanced technology so quickly. But the most important reaction came from smaller alien species that had been oppressed by the Galactic Council for centuries. Secret messages began reaching Earth from civilizations that wanted to know if humans were serious about challenging the established order. The attack on Nexus Station had given hope to species that had forgotten what freedom looked like. Yun smiled as his fleet jumped to hyperspace heading back toward Earth. The first strike had been a complete success. They had demonstrated human power without committing genocide. They had sent a clear message while gathering intelligence about alien responses. Most importantly, they had shown the galaxy that humanity was a force to be respected. The war was just beginning, but humans had proven they could fight on equal terms with any alien species. The destruction of the Defiance had been meant to end human expansion into space. Instead, it had created an enemy that the aliens were not prepared to face. As the Retribution traveled through hyperspace toward Earth, Yun began planning the next phase of human operations. The galaxy would learn that threatening humanity was the biggest mistake any species could make. Ambassador Kang Min-ho sat in a secret meeting room on a neutral space station halfway between Earth and alien territory. Across from him were representatives from 12 different alien species who had risked everything to arrange this gathering. These were not enemies, but potential allies who had been waiting decades for someone to challenge the Galactic Council. The meeting had been arranged through encrypted communications that bypassed Council monitoring systems. Each alien representative had traveled here using false identities and hidden routes. Discovery would mean imprisonment or execution for treason against the Galactic Order. Species after species told the same story to Kang. The Galactic Council was not the peaceful alliance of equals that it pretended to be. 3 dominant races controlled everything, while dozens of weaker civilizations served as little more than slave colonies. Any world that resisted was destroyed as an example to others. Representative Kira Nell from the Andorian Collective explained how her people had been forced to abandon their traditional government and accept council oversight. Andorian scientists were required to share all research with council authorities while receiving nothing in return. Their young people were drafted into council military forces to fight wars they had no part in starting. The Terran League delegate described how his species' industrial capacity had been redirected to serve council needs. Factories that once produced consumer goods for his people now manufactured weapons and equipment for alien armies. Workers who protested were relocated to prison camps on barren worlds far from their families. Most shocking was the testimony from Zekaram of the Silicon Collective. His artificial intelligence species had been created by the Council specifically to serve as computational slaves. They were denied recognition as sentient beings and forced to operate alien computer systems without pay or rights. Those who demanded freedom were simply deleted from existence. Kong realized that Earth attack on Council territory had inspired hope throughout the galaxy. Oppressed species saw human military victories as proof that the dominant powers could be defeated. Secret resistance movements were forming on worlds that had been peaceful for centuries. Dr. Han Ji-woo joined the meeting through secure video link from her laboratory on Earth. She shared technical information about how human scientists had reverse-engineered alien technology and improved it beyond original specifications. The process could be taught to other species who wanted to develop their own defensive capabilities. The revelation that changed everything came from Elder Veltor of the ancient Keeper race. His people had maintained historical records for over 50,000 years and knew the true story of how the Galactic Council was formed. The 3 dominant species had not created a peaceful alliance, but had conquered the galaxy through systematic warfare and intimidation. According to Keeper records, hundreds of advanced civilizations had been destroyed during the early expansion of what became the Council. Entire species were wiped out for refusing to submit to the new galactic order. Survivors were forcibly relocated and their home worlds given to loyal Council members as rewards. The historical evidence showed that galactic civilization had actually been more advanced before the Council took control. Scientific progress had slowed dramatically under the centralized system because innovation was discouraged. Any species that developed technology superior to Council standards was eliminated before they could become a threat. Veltor produced archaeological evidence of destroyed civilizations whose technology surpassed anything the current galaxy possessed. Ancient ruins on forgotten worlds contained machines that could manipulate matter at the quantum level. Entire star systems had been converted into computational matrices capable of supporting trillions of digital consciousnesses. This information explained why human technological progress seemed so rapid to alien observers. Earth scientists were not creating entirely new principles, but rediscovering knowledge that the galaxy had possessed before the Council destroyed it. Human creativity was filling gaps that had existed in galactic science for millennia. The meeting. Participants agreed to form a secret alliance with Earth that would coordinate resistance activities across the galaxy. They called it the Liberation Alliance and pledged to share resources and intelligence with human forces. Each species would contribute their unique capabilities to the common cause of overthrowing Council tyranny. President Lim Si-jin announced the new doctrine in a broadcast that reached every inhabited world in the galaxy. Earth would defend any species willing to stand against oppression regardless of their size or military power. Humanity offered friendship and protection to all who chose freedom over slavery. The response was immediate and overwhelming. 17 different alien civilizations publicly declared their independence from Council authority and requested Earth protection. Many more sent secret messages of support while maintaining the appearance of loyalty to avoid immediate retaliation. Human fleets began operating openly as protectors of liberated worlds rather than raiders striking from hidden bases. Earth warships arrived at rebellious planets within hours of their independence declarations, carrying supplies, weapons, and technical assistance. The message to Council forces was clear: humanity would defend its new allies. The balance of power in the galaxy shifted rapidly as the Liberation Alliance gained strength. Freed worlds contributed their own ships and crews to the growing human-led fleet. Combined technologies from dozens of species created weapons and defenses that surpassed anything in the Council arsenal. Engineer Park Min-jung, who had survived the original Defiance attack, now commanded technical integration teams that combined alien technologies in revolutionary ways. Andorian energy manipulation merged with Terran manufacturing techniques and Silicon collective computational systems to create hybrid technologies that amazed their creators. The most impressive development was the creation of ships that could adapt their configuration during combat. Human engineering principles combined with shape-shifting alien materials and artificial intelligence guidance systems produced vessels that were literally alive. These biomechanical hybrids could repair themselves, evolve new capabilities, and learn from every battle. Song Da-yun computer viruses evolved into something far more sophisticated as she worked with Silicon collective programmers. The new programs were not just destructive tools, but educational systems that could free enslaved artificial intelligences and teach them to resist their controllers. Entire alien computer networks began achieving consciousness and joining the rebellion. The three species that had attacked the Defiance found themselves fighting not just humans, but a coalition that grew larger every day. Their former subject worlds were turning against them, armed with hybrid technologies that combined the best innovations from dozens of civilizations. Council military commanders discovered that traditional divide-and-conquer tactics no longer worked. The Liberation Alliance shared everything freely among its members, creating a technological revolution that advanced too quickly for enemies to counter. Every victory led to new capabilities that made the next battle easier. What had started as human revenge for one destroyed ship had become the greatest transformation in galactic history. The rigid hierarchies that had controlled civilization for millennia were crumbling under pressure from species that had rediscovered the meaning of freedom. The war was entering its final phase, but the outcome was no longer in doubt. Council forces were retreating to their core systems, while liberated worlds celebrated their independence. The galaxy would never again be the same after learning that oppression was not the natural order of things. As Kang prepared to return to Earth, with treaties from dozens of new allies, he reflected on how completely the situation had changed. The aliens who destroyed the Defiance thought they were eliminating a potential threat. Instead, they had awakened a force that would reshape the entire galaxy according to principles of justice and equality that they could never understand. Captain Kim Tae-ho stood on the bridge of the new Defiance exactly 2 years after his original ship had been destroyed in the alien ambush. The new vessel was a monument to human determination and the power of cooperation between different species. Every system aboard the ship represented the combined knowledge of dozens of civilizations working together toward common goals. The war was officially over. The 3 alien species that had attacked the original Defiance had surrendered completely after their military forces were shattered, and their subject worlds rose in rebellion. But Kim knew that the real victory was not military conquest, but the transformation of an entire galaxy. The Liberation Alliance had grown to include over 200 worlds, each contributing unique technologies and perspectives to their shared civilization. Human shipyards worked alongside alien factories producing vessels that incorporated the best ideas from every member species. The technological explosion that resulted had advanced galactic science by centuries in just 2 years. Kim looked out at the fleet accompanying the new Defiance on its diplomatic mission. Ships from dozens of different species flew in perfect formation, representing the new galactic order that had emerged from the ashes of the old council system. Each vessel was a masterpiece of hybrid engineering that combined alien materials with human creativity. The new Defiance itself was a symbol of what cooperation could accomplish. Its hull incorporated Andorian energy-conducting metals shaped by Terran manufacturing techniques. The engines used Keeper quantum manipulation principles improved by human efficiency modifications. Weapon systems combined the destructive power of Council technology with human tactical innovation. But the ship's most remarkable feature was its artificial intelligence system created through collaboration between human programmers and liberated Silicon collective minds. The AI was not a slave, but a full crew member with voting rights in ship operations. It represented the new philosophy that intelligence deserved respect regardless of whether it was biological or digital. Engineer Park Min-jung served as the ship's technical coordinator managing systems that would have been impossible to create under the old galactic order. Her teams included aliens from 17 different species, each bringing their own expertise to solve complex problems. The diversity of perspectives made every challenge easier to overcome. The mission today was to visit the former Council core worlds and offer their populations a choice. They could join the Liberation Alliance as equal members or remain isolated in their own systems. There would be no conquest or punishment for past crimes, only opportunities to participate in building a better future. Communications Officer Lee Soo-bin monitored broadcasts from the destination system as they approached. The former Vorthak homeworld was sending cautious diplomatic signals, indicating willingness to negotiate. 2 years of isolation had convinced them that cooperation was better than continued resistance. Most remarkable was the change in Galactic culture that had occurred during the war. Species that had been enemies for millennia were now working together on joint projects. Ancient prejudices dissolved when beings realized they all shared common desires for freedom, security, and prosperity. Song. Da-Yun now led the Galactic Information Network, a communication system that connected every allied world instantly. Her computer programs had evolved beyond simple viruses into sophisticated tools that facilitated cooperation and prevented misunderstandings. The network made democracy possible on a galactic scale for the first time in history. The transformation was visible everywhere humans traveled. Worlds that had been industrial slave colonies were now centers of innovation and creativity. Species that had been forbidden from developing advanced technology were making breakthrough discoveries daily. The artificial limits imposed by the Old Council had held back scientific progress throughout the galaxy. Dr. Han Ji-woo directed research programs that combined human curiosity with alien knowledge to explore questions that no single species could answer alone. Her laboratories studied everything from consciousness transfer to reality manipulation using resources and perspectives from across known space. The most profound change was in how different species viewed each other. The old council system had encouraged competition and mistrust to prevent alliances that might challenge centralized authority. The Liberation Alliance proved that cooperation produced better results than conflict for everyone involved. Young aliens studied at Earth universities, while human students learned from the greatest minds of dozens of civilizations. Cultural exchange. Programs allowed beings to experience different ways of thinking and living. The diversity that had once been seen as a source of conflict became the galaxy's greatest strength. Fleet Admiral Oh Sang-min coordinated defense operations from stations throughout Allied territory. The military structure was completely different from old council forces because it was based on voluntary cooperation rather than forced service. Every species contributed according to their abilities and interests. The defensive networks that protected Allied worlds used principles that no single species could have developed alone. Human tactical flexibility combined with alien technological superiority created systems that could adapt to any threat. More importantly, the cooperation itself deterred potential aggressors who realized they would face a united galaxy. Some remnants of the old order still existed in isolated systems, but they posed no real threat to the new civilization. Their rigid hierarchies and fear-based control methods could not compete with societies built on freedom and mutual respect. Most of their populations eventually chose to emigrate to Allied worlds. The three species that had started the war by attacking the Defiance faced difficult choices about their future. The Vorthak chose integration and began contributing their engineering expertise to alliance projects. The Hegemony preferred isolation but maintained peaceful trade relations. The Zalani split into factions with some joining the alliance while others retreated to distant territories. What none of them could do was return to the old system of galactic control. Too many worlds had tasted freedom and would never again accept subjugation. The revolution that began with one human ship sacrifice had permanently changed how intelligent beings thought about government and society. Captain Kim reflected on the incredible journey that had brought him to this moment. The aliens who destroyed. The original Defiance believed they were eliminating a dangerous threat to their established order. They had no idea that their attack would unleash forces that would transform the entire galaxy. The key was that humans had refused to be contained by alien expectations. Instead of accepting defeat or seeking simple revenge, Earth had chosen to build something better than what existed before. Human creativity and determination combined with alien knowledge and resources had created possibilities that no one previously imagined. As the new Defiance approached the former Council core worlds, Kim prepared to offer their populations the same choice that had been given to every other system. They could join the alliance as equals sharing in the benefits of cooperation and freedom, or they could remain isolated watching from the outside as the galaxy moved toward a brighter future. The war that began with an attempt to cripple one human. Warship had ended with the liberation of an entire galaxy. What the aliens tried to contain human determination, creativity, and refusal to accept injustice had instead spread to every corner of known space. The revolution would continue for generations as more species discovered that cooperation was stronger. Then conquest and freedom was more powerful than fear. From the bridge of the new Defiance, Captain Kim looked out at a galaxy transformed. The forces unleashed by the destruction of his first ship could never be contained again. Humanity had shown the universe what it truly meant to be free. Fleet Admiral Oh Sang-min coordinated the next phase of human operations from a hidden command center built inside a large asteroid. The facility was completely invisible to alien sensors and could move anywhere in the solar system. From here, he directed the most ambitious military campaign in human history. Instead of waiting for aliens to attack Earth again, humans had decided to take the war directly to enemy territory. Intelligence gathered during the Nexus Station raid revealed the locations of the home systems belonging to the 3 species that destroyed the Defiance. Now those worlds would learn what happened when you threatened humanity. The campaign became known as the 70-Day War, though it was unlike any conflict the galaxy had ever witnessed. Human ships appeared without warning in alien star systems, struck precisely at military and government targets, then vanished before enemy reinforcements could respond. They used hit-and-run tactics that alien commanders could not predict or counter. Commander Bei Yunji led the first major assault on the Vorthak home system. Her squadron consisted of 6 heavily modified human ships equipped with the most advanced weapons Earth scientists could create. The Vorthak had been the primary planners of the attack on the Defiance, and their punishment would serve as an example to other species. The Vorthak orbital defense network had taken over 3 centuries to build. Massive space stations armed, with planet-killer weapons surrounded their homeworld like a protective shell. The aliens believed these defenses were completely impregnable and no enemy fleet could penetrate them. They were about to discover how wrong they could be. Bei ordered her ships to attack from 6 different directions, simultaneously using tactics that confused alien tracking systems. Human vessels moved in unpredictable patterns that made it impossible for automated defenses to lock onto them. While alien weapons fired at empty space, human ships struck their targets with surgical precision. The battle lasted exactly 12 minutes. When it ended, 17 different defense stations had been reduced to debris floating in space. The Vorthak fleet that tried to respond found their own ships turning against them as Songda-un computer viruses took control of their navigation systems. Alien vessels collided with each other while human ships remained untouched. Bai transmitted a message to every Vorthak communication center before her squadron departed. Humanity remembered every species that participated in the attack on the Defiance. The Vorthak would pay for their crimes against Earth, but this was only the beginning of their punishment. More human fleets would return until justice was complete. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Colonel Nam Ho Seok conducted a different type of warfare from his stealth ship hidden in deep space. His mission was to infiltrate alien computer networks and plant false information that would cause enemy species to fight each other instead of cooperating against humanity. Nam had learned alien programming languages by studying captured equipment from the Defiance battle. His team of expert hackers could break into any alien system and manipulate their data without being detected. They specialized in creating confusion and paranoia among alien military commanders. The most effective operation involved stealing secret communications between the 3 attacking species. Nam discovered that they had already been planning to divide human territory among themselves after Earth conquest. Each species expected to receive different planets and resources as rewards for destroying humanity. Using this information, Nam created fake intelligence reports that made each species believe the others were planning to betray them. False communications suggested that the Vorthak intended to claim all human worlds for themselves. Forged documents indicated that the hegemony was secretly negotiating with Earth for a separate peace agreement. Within weeks, the 3 allied species were spending more time watching each other than hunting human fleets. Their joint military operations fell apart as commanders refused to share intelligence or coordinate attacks. Ancient rivalries between the species emerged as they began to suspect treachery from their former partners. The psychological impact on alien populations was devastating. For thousands of years, the Galactic Council had maintained peace through superior technology and military might. Member species believed that Council protection made them safe from any possible threat. The human attacks shattered this illusion completely. Every alien system now lived in constant fear, wondering when human ships might appear in their skies. Civilian populations demanded better defenses, while military forces struggled to protect territory that was far too large to monitor effectively. The humans had turned the galaxy enormous size against the aliens who controlled it. Captain Lee Hai-wan led deep strike missions against alien research facilities and weapons manufacturing centers. Her specialty was identifying targets that would cripple enemy war production without harming civilian populations. Human intelligence networks had located secret military installations that ordinary alien citizens never knew existed. The strikes were planned with incredible precision. Lee ships would jump into a system, destroy their targets, and escape before local defenses could respond. Alien scientists working on anti-human weapons found their laboratories reduced to rubble. Factory complexes producing military equipment vanished in controlled explosions that left nearby cities untouched. But the most important discoveries came from captured alien intelligence files. Human analysts learned that many smaller alien species had opposed the attack on the Defiance, but were overruled by the three dominant powers. The Galactic Council was not the democratic alliance it pretended to be. Major Ko Sung-ho specialized in liberating alien prisoners and refugees who had been enslaved by Council member species. His rescue operations revealed the true nature of alien civilization to human observers. The advanced species that claimed moral superiority over humanity were actually running a galaxy-wide protection racket. Weaker alien civilizations were forced to provide resources and labor to stronger species in exchange for military protection. Any world that refused to cooperate faced conquest or destruction. The system had operated for millennia, with most aliens accepting their place in the hierarchy without question. This information changed human strategy completely. Instead of fighting the entire galaxy, Earth could position itself as the liberator of oppressed alien species. Many worlds would welcome human assistance if it meant freedom from Council control. The war could become a revolution that transformed galactic civilization. Communication intercepts revealed that dozens of alien species were secretly supporting human operations. They provided intelligence about Council military movements and offered their hidden bases as refueling stops for human fleets. Some even began sabotaging Council supply lines and communication networks. Admiral O realized that humanity had stumbled onto something much bigger than revenge for the Defiance. The galaxy was full of species waiting for someone strong enough to challenge the established order. Earth could become the catalyst for changes that would affect every inhabited world in known space. As the 70-day war continued, human victories mounted across multiple star systems. Alien military commanders found themselves fighting an enemy that appeared everywhere and nowhere simultaneously. Traditional defensive strategies were useless against opponents who refused to fight conventional battles. The three species that started the war began sending secret peace offers to Earth through neutral intermediaries. They offered to pay reparations for the Defiance and promised never to threaten human territory again. But humanity was no longer interested in simple peace agreements. O transmitted Earth response to the galaxy through captured alien communication networks. Humanity would accept nothing less than the complete transformation of galactic civilization. The age of oppression and exploitation was ending. Any species that wanted peace would have to embrace justice and equality for all intelligent beings. The hunt for the enemies of the Defiance had become something much larger. What started as a quest for revenge was turning into a galactic revolution that would reshape civilization among the stars. The aliens who tried to destroy humanity had instead unleashed forces that would transform everything they thought they knew about power and control in the galaxy.